And we're gonna get started. We'll get started at the beginning, coming into your space and making yourself comfortable. It's always nice to move around a little bit to make sure that you won't hit anything with your arms. Just swing your arms a little forward and back. You can move, twist a little, and move your arms out to the side. Then coming back to center, we're gonna move the wrists. So we're gonna get some movement in to start, some stretching of the joints, and find a little bit more quietude after we've done that. While finding some movement with your fingers, with your wrists. It just always feels so nice. Close your hands, really squeeze them shut and then open. So finding a few squeeze and open movements with your hands. And rub your hands together. We'll interlace the fingers and press your palms away from you, like you're about to play the piano. And pull your thumbs down towards the ground. And then release your arms. Roll your shoulders. We'll interlace the fingers again, but this time see if you can find the opposite interlace. So the way that feels a little funny, and press your palms away from you. Thumbs down towards the ground. And then release. Shake it out. Roll your shoulders. We'll find some movements with the arms. So letting your arms swing, bending at the elbows, like you're standing in some water and you're splashing that water behind you and in front of you. A playful movement. And if it feels good to you, stepping in place. This turns into sort of a full body experience when we step in place. And something also that's important to do is lifting up the knees, kind of marching a little bit. We won't do it for a terribly long time. This is helping to train the body so that we don't shuffle around quite so much. Really using the hip flexors, engaging some of the muscles in the abdomen. We'll come back to center and shake things out. We're going to open the arms and hit the body. One arm be on top, and then the other arm. Doing that alternate arm cross. Noticing your breath, and feel free to sigh to make any noises that might be enjoyable to you. Now let the arms come back and down. Shake things out. And bring your fingers to your shoulders. And open up the elbows and then draw your elbows together. So another variation on these spinal movements. Sometimes we find that bear emerges with the hands sort of in cactus arms in cactus arms. We found a few other variations of this spinal movement, but really trying to broaden your upper back as you round forward. And as you open up, letting your shoulders find that nice stretch, rounding and open. Maybe one more time around and open. Keep your fingertips on your shoulders and swim the backstroke. Like you're swimming in a nice, perfectly temperatured lake. Just allowing your elbows to move. And if it feels good, you can let your arms drape over your head, getting a nice soft bend and the elbows and the wrists, feeling the fascia, the connective tissue, stretching very gently. Our practice of Qigong helps to stretch the fascia, helps to move energy through the body, especially some of these more stretchy movements. Our connective tissue balls up, especially at sites of injuries, even really old injuries. Coming back to center, shoulders up to ears, and roll them back a few times. And let your shoulders relax. We'll stretch the neck, chin to chest. Let your one ear come to a shoulder. It doesn't really matter which one. Seeing if the opposite arm can really release. You might even move your fingers around a little, or your wrist, and you can feel that connection from your fingers all the way up to your neck. So we all have different habits, different patterns, injuries in the body, and those are places where chi can be trapped, kind of be stuck, stagnant. And our goal is to find our optimum functionality. Let your chin come to chest, and the other ear comes to the shoulder. Let your arm relax, and maybe you move your fingers of that opposite hand a little. You can turn your arm, you can move your wrist around. Taking our experiences and seeing them as valuable. They're absolutely valuable. And then working to be, to function as optimally within that experience, within whatever has occurred in our bodies. And emotionally, emotions get stuck in the body as well. Bring your chin back down to your chest. Let your head float up. And if it feels good, you can lift it up. And then bring your head back to center, to neutral. And then bring your hands to your hips and make some circles at the waist. Let these be nice and slow. Feeling the stretch in different areas of the hips, of the abdomen, getting a nice squeeze in the contents of your abdomen, which it really loves this time of day. If you're practicing in the morning, right now it's 8:40 Eastern Standard Time. This is the time of our digestion, time of the earth element from the other direction. In traditional Chinese medicine, there's a clock, the Chinese clock, that sort of shows different times of day when qi is moving more strongly through different organ systems. And it's said that in the morning, from 7 to 9, I'm pretty sure, is the time of the stomach. And from 9 to 11 is time of the spleen. Those are earth element organs, and they're associated with thinking and thoughts. And many of us do better work in the morning. Some of us don't. It can change. We're all different. Back to center. And shift your weight to one leg. Bring the other foot out and make some circles at the hip. And circling things out, really engaging your standing leg. Let your shoulders relax and just noticing as you get some movement in that hip, how that feels in the other direction. But so we're in the time of the earth elements, place of feeling safe and secure, satisfied. And bring that foot down. We'll shift the weight to the other leg. Really engage your standing leg, and making these gentle circles, feeling them in the hip, knee, down into the ankle, toes. Our sense of connection, the present moment. Really, in our Qigong practice, our goal is to encourage the smooth flow of Qi through the body, optimum functionality. And when we come from that place of earth energy, that place of feeling centered and grounded, go the opposite direction if you haven't already, then we allow that innate healing ability, sometimes even to affect older wounds, both emotional and physical. And come back to center and shake things out. Give yourself a nice shake. Kind of turn the moon. Root your feet into the earth. Let your palms face each other. Arms extend wide. And when you have the moon between your hands, rotating the moon. Lateral stretch. Back to center. The other side. So we can start to just slow things down as we turn the moon. Everything is connected. Something that draws many of us to practices such as Qigong is that idea of connection. Our Western way of thinking, we like to pull things apart, dissect them. We like to look at things individually, which is great, it has its value, but you see things as a whole, kind of get a bigger picture. And come back to center, let your arms relax and shake things out. Sink your weight into the bottoms of your feet. Find a Qigong stance. And pressing evenly into the bottom of each foot. Let your arms relax at your sides with feeling, noticing sensations from the tips of your fingers, of your arms. Allow the crown of your head to extend towards the heavens. You're the center place, heaven and earth. Notice your breath. Allow your lungs to fill up and maybe find a sigh upon your exhalation. Let your hands come to the Dantian, resting on the center of gravity, center of energy, a place where stagnant chi and scattered chi can maybe move so that it can be processed a little easier, digested easier by the body. The sort of center of the body, you can think of it as a cauldron. It cooks things down. When we cook things down, we break down the foods, making it a little easier to digest sometimes. Begin to let your breath draw down towards your belly. To inhale, allow your belly to expand. As you exhale, it draws towards the spine. Kind of expanding this center of energy. Engaging and focusing on that root and sacral chakra center that we talked about a couple weeks back. Our experience on earth, this earthly experience. We belong. We're going to gather chi from the side. So let one arm extend out, drawing back in, and just let your breath be natural. Let it do whatever it does. As you gather chi from around you, fortifying your Dantian. Fortifying that sense of security and safety in the earth. The earth element encourages release of worry, release of overthinking, of pensiveness, through a sense of comfort, security, nourishment. As you draw in, you can envision a bright yellow light swirling around you and drawing that yellow light in towards the body. Yellow being a color associated with the earth element. Also associated with the solar plexus chakra, or center of doing, of making choices. So as you draw this bright yellow light in, you're drawing it in not just to the dantian, but it's filling up from the base of the spine to the solar plexus area, the base of your sternum. Your fingers run through this light as you draw it in as well, kind of playing in that light. And bringing your hands back in, let them come to your navel center, your plug into life. And breathing this bright yellow, golden yellow light into your navel center. Make some circles around your navel. These circles are going to progressively expand, extending from that solar plexus area down towards your dantian, out to the sides. Mixing things around in that cauldron. Notice your breath. You might inhale through half a circle and exhale through the other half. Next time you make your way up towards your solar plexus, pause there and switch hands. Let the other hand come on top. Make your circles in the other direction, and it's okay whichever direction it is. Just go with what feels right to you. Our practices have their origin in ancient practices and ancient peoples, but it's evolved over time. Qigong has evolved over time, and now here you are practicing. If the goal is to encourage more of a flow with nature and with the natural rhythms, if the goal is to connect with yourself, then the goal is really that, as opposed to just following instruction. It becomes a matter of listening, of evolving your movements, evolving your practice to meet you where it needs to. let your circles progressively get smaller and make their way back towards your navel. And your hands rest on the navel, relax your shoulders. Take a deep inhale and sigh it out. Your hands come down and we're going to smooth things out, shifting weight from side to side. Lift your hands and then lower them down. As you shift your weight, you notice each side of the body, noticing differences between each side, helping to balance things out. Find a softness as well as a structure each time your feet sink into the earth, and softness as you lift. Coming back to center. Bring your hands in front of your lungs. Let your shoulders relax. Turn your palms to face out, opening up and then drawing back in. As you reach your arms out, find an exhalation, drawing in the hands as you inhale. The metal element, our season of autumn where we currently are. Letting go, transforming grief and disappointment into courage and understanding. As your hands draw in, you can envision a bright white light drawing into your lungs. It's almost like it comes all the way in through your nose, like you're breathing it in, drawing in this bright white healing light, sort of almost like a mist, making its way, helping to cleanse the sinus cavities, cleansing the respiratory system, and helping to release and let go of the stagnation in the lungs and in the large intestine. One more time, coming in with the hands. And let them rest, fingertips sort of resting on the collarbones, your hands resting on the chest, breathing in that bright white light. And releasing tension. You can feel your respiration with the hands resting on your body, and you can feel your heartbeat as well. We're going to embrace lightning. Let your arms come down, turn in one direction, palms face each other, and then reach the arm across, open up, and lower the hand. The other side. Reaching across and lowering down. You're embracing lightning and drawing energy from the tips of your fingers across your chest, all the way out to the other arm and fingertips. Making a gentle stretch, clearing out stagnation. The time of the metal element, I believe it begins about 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's this dream time. It's a time where many of us find ourselves waking up. I don't know if you have that problem. I do. We wake up, and it's that transition from the time of the wood energy, is I believe it's from about 11 o'clock at night all the way until 3 in the morning. This time where we're supposed to be processing thoughts, wood being our irrational thoughts. We're processing thoughts at night. If we're awake, we can get a little angry, a little frustrated when we're awake during those hours. Some of us are night owls, some of us are not. I am not. I like to process the thoughts. But then I wake up, that shift to the metal elements. And so we start to think about the clock, Chinese clock, and the elements as being times of day. Interesting way, another interesting perspective. So 3 o'clock in the morning until 7 being often when it's good to have a nice BM that works for you. You wake up in the morning, the time of the metal element is usually a time of that evacuation, the large intestine. It's a time of processing from 3 in the morning until 7 in the morning. Processing emotions, things that aren't necessarily rational, our dreams themselves, very symbolic in nature, don't make much sense, processing emotion. Your arms come down, we'll smooth things out again, the weight from side to side. We'll come back to center. And we didn't tap under the collarbone, so I'd like to do that before we make our way into water. You can tap from, you recall that point we found last week, sort of the kind of this place where the armpit comes in and the collarbone comes down, tapping that area, that lung acupressure point, and then maybe making your way in towards the sternum, and you're really coming across several different points that are more superficial, a little closer to the outside of the body. For many different meridians, the kidney, the lung, the gallbladder. Come back to center. Let your arms relax. And now we're going to take loose fists and kind of tap the back body. So stimulating the kidneys, the water elements, kidneys and the bladder. Finding your breath. And the time of the kidneys, I believe it's around 5 o'clock. Bladder 3 o'clock, the kidneys 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we have these times of the afternoon where we might feel a little tired, like around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes we want to have a shot of caffeine, or we could take a nap, which is supposed to be very soothing for the kidneys, the adrenal glands. Let your arms come back down, shake things out, and step the feet a little further away from each other. Let one hand rest on the low back of the hand against the body, relaxing your shoulders. The other hand forms a cup, drawing across your gaze and scooping down, scooping some nice cool water. Water element, our ancestry, a time of gestation, winter time, of rest. So the time that chi is said to flow through the water element organs is that late afternoon time where we might find we need a little rest. And it's important to nourish the kidneys. It's said that our kidney chi, that ancestral chi, is the chi that we're born with. We only get so much to last us through the course of our lives, and our practices are are really about that optimal functionality, and longevity does come with that, but like a good kind of longevity, the kind we all want, where we feel good. And a way to nourish the kidneys is to rest. And so listening to your body when you feel like you need to rest, especially in the afternoon, late afternoon, if it's a choice, you're like, oh, I really want to accomplish this task. Well, maybe first you can lie down on the couch or on your bed or on the floor even, and just let your body rest. And that's said to be very beneficial for the water element. And then when even if you don't sleep, just resting your eyes. If you have glasses, putting them off to the side and letting your hands rest on your body, just breathing. You can even set a timer if you're afraid you'll sleep too long, and just set it for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Just let yourself have a little rest without worrying about what time it is or what you have to do next. That's going to fortify your kidneys. We'll find one more of these nice scoops, scooping and releasing down. Give yourself a little shake. Let's find that shifting from side to side, smoothing things out. Back to center. Now we're going to let the other arm rest the same way, palm of the hand facing away from the body. Relax that shoulder, like you're resting the hand on the kidney. Even if you're not, the arm extends and forming that cup, drawing across your gaze, swooping down into some cool, clear water. We're in this time of cooling, this time of autumn, the time of the season of metal, cooling, refinement, making our way back to water. That height of yin energy occurs at the winter solstice. That period of gestation, of rest in the body, but it also occurs each day, that late afternoon, maybe take a little rest. Nourish yourself somehow. You drink some water. Time of water energy, I think 3 to 5, and then 5 to 7 in the evening. Time of rest. Shifting gears from the activity of the day, from that thinking time in the morning. Scoop one last time and let your arm come down. I'll shake things out. And come back to center. I'm going to tap the top of the head. I'm tapping the top of the head, the 100-point meeting place, crown chakra area. And we'll just tap all across the head. Let your tapping fingers go wherever they'd like. Tapping over the ears, tapping all around. The wood element the liver and gallbladder. The gallbladder is said to be our decision-making ability. The liver carries it out. The gallbladder decides what we need to do, and the liver just pushes us through decision-making, planning, organizing, very Western ideals. They're inbred in many of us who are several generations in this particular way of thinking, rationalizing. Wood, springtime. And we're going to take the hands and bring them to the sides of your body, pressing out with one hand and then the other. So pushing palms, finding that nice push. You might even find an inhale coming in towards your right side, towards your liver and gallbladder area, and exhale as you press away, transforming that frustration when things don't go our way and anger into a little more flexibility, into kindness towards ourselves, especially the time of the liver and gallbladder times being from around 11 o'clock at night until 3 o'clock in the morning, which is are good times for us to rest, good times for the nervous system to sort of rebuild itself, and our body sort of rebuilds itself. A lot of repairs take place from 11 o'clock at night until 3 o'clock in the morning. And this theory, this Chinese clock, and this theory of how when the qi moves through the body, it doesn't really take into account a lifestyle that includes staying up really late with electronics. It doesn't include, oh, well, I work third shift, or, any of these things that affect us today. Because these theories and, this all occurred during a time when there wasn't electric lighting to keep us up. Where we were rolling more with those natural rhythms, sleeping from 11 until 7, or sleeping when it got dark outside and waking up when it got light outside. And so it's a different way of thinking, but these are patterns and ways of doing things that occurred for many, many years prior to how we live today. They have an applicability still. Utilize that. And notice how this movement feels. Just notice. There's no right or wrong. Nothing I'm asking you to look for. Just notice. Feel sticky or smooth, easy or difficult. You notice your breath. Bringing in bright green light into the area of your liver and gallbladder. Soothing, balancing that desire to plan and have things go just as we'd like. Well, the next time your hands come in, let them press down and we'll smooth things out. Shift your weight from side to side. You can move your ankles. You can move your toes around a little. And come back into center. And bring the hands to the dantian before we move into the fire element. Pressing your feet into the earth with the crown of your head. Extend towards the heavens, feeling rooted and secure in earth. Let your shoulders soften. Finding that time of dream time and relaxing in the middle. A little afternoon rest and nourishment, water. Relaxing our desire to control and allowing our bodies to repair themselves at night in wood. Now bring your hands in front of your heart, palms face each other. We'll open and close the fire element. And the fire element is more complex than the others. It incorporates the heart and the small intestine as the traditional organs. And the time of the heart and the small intestine begins at 11 o'clock in the morning and lasts until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's that transition from fire and then into water. So it's kind of interesting. There's many different ways to look at these relationships. 11 to 1 is the heart, and 1 to 3 is the small intestine. And the time of the heart is the noontime. It's the time when we feel maybe a little more active. It's also a time apparently where there are um, uh, more heart issues present themselves sometimes at that time of day. Kind of a hot time of day, the sun overhead. So time for connecting, thinking of a nice lunch. Many other cultures have a nice time to come home for lunch and spend time with your loved ones and eat a relaxing meal during that time. Now let your palms turn or just still face each other, one hand on top, the other on the bottom. We'll extend the arms out, pointing your fingers out to the sides and then bringing them back to center. Rolling that ball and draw your shoulder blades together, the fire element. So we have that time of the heart and the small intestine in the middle of the day. It's nice connection time. We wake up in the morning and release what we need to. And then during earth time, we get nourished a little, eat some breakfast. It's very personal. Maybe you just have a piece of toast, just something to get your digestion stimulated. You do your thinking and it's a productive time. And you spend some time with those you love to enjoy a nice, relaxing meal. You have a little afternoon siesta if it feels good to you. And then the other components of the fire element, the pericardium, sac that surrounds the heart, and then the triple burner, those being curious organs. They're still fire element organs, but they add to the complexity of the fire element. Considered the endocrine fire. One more time. Coming back to center, we're going to wash the barrels. Let your palms face your body and your fingertips reach up and then come back down, washing the barrels. And it's fun to think of that you are this barrel and your feet are rooted into the earth and sort of cool water draws up from the bottoms of your feet into your body, washing you from the inside and your hands. It's like there's a water spouting out from your hands, kind of washing you from the exterior, washing your exterior. So you're really rinsing yourself. There's quite an important relationship between fire and water. And in the Chinese clock, we have fire in the middle of the day, and then water in the afternoon, and then fire again, the endocrine fire, the pericardium, and the triple burner. And that's a time for parties in the evening, or for, again, reconnecting with those we love, telling stories. It's a fun time. And we all have different ways of living. I certainly don't party from 7 in the evening until 11 o'clock at night. You might not either. Should be a time for fun, I guess. But we have that sort of sandwiching of water between the fire element. Helps to keep things cool so we don't over party at night, right? So that we're able to settle down, so that our wood element and nervous system can repair itself and go to bed around 11 o'clock. And this is just one way of thinking about things, dividing up your day. Fun to think about. I go to bed at like 9:30. You're helping to balance that fire with water. Opposite ends of the spectrum. Fire is ultimate yang, and water, ultimate yin. You're balancing things out. And let your arms come down. We'll smooth things out once again. And shift from side to side. And stand in a Qigong stance. Let your shoulders stack over your hips, and ears stack over your shoulders. And making our way through the elements, thinking about the clock, the Chinese clock, thinking about the energy might circulate different aspects of our bodies and parts of our lives. And now turn your palms to face up, and we'll bring down the heavens, regrounding, rooting, encouraging that sense of safety and security, which is the place where we should always begin. No matter how we travel around the elements or whatever perspectives we take on, remembering that our practice is really all about encouraging optimum functionality, trusting our innate wisdom, feeling connected to the world around us, to nature, and to even concepts and ideas that are much more than just us, but at the same time, we embody them. We're not just parts to pick apart, we're a whole being connected to everything else. The more we find harmony within ourselves, the more we find balance and peace. We don't just do it for ourselves. It affects the world around us. It affects the people we love and people we've never even met, people we have random interactions with. It affects all beings. So we're reaching up and drawing down. And bring your hands to your dantian and take a big inhale and let it go. And bring your feet together. Right fist strength, left hand friendship, humility, a sign of respect. And Thank you so much for your practice today. It's always just an honor to get to practice with you. I'll hit my stop record button